afternoon and welcome to the Midday News here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. I am Bhavita Gopalchan. Thank you so much for joining us. Central Bank Governor Larry Hawaii is stepping in to address mounting public frustration over Republic Bank's recent fee hikes, confirming today that he's looking for the best way forward for consumers. Hawaii says the central bank is currently locked in discussions with Republic Bank leadership following their decision to raise charges on May 1st. While some have suggested a recent increase in the asset levy tax triggered the move, Hawaii is downplaying that theory.
I'm sure that there are ways in which we might be able to find some kind of a balance between their need to ensure that they are properly compensated for the services that they offer and the cost that is passed on to the consumer. So it is something that we will be continuing to look at, and we have engaged the Republic Bank on the matter, and they have indicated that they will look at it with a view to determining what might be the best way going forward for them.
Last week, Republic Financial Holdings Vice President Karen Yipchak defended the new charges, citing the massive expense of strengthening cybersecurity and meeting strict anti-money laundering rules. A Port of Spain woman is this country's latest murder victim. She was gunned down while traveling through Princestown early this morning. Police say 27-year-old Manifa Kari was traveling with a man at around 12:20 a.m. on Manahambre Branch Street when another vehicle blocked their path. Two masked men got out and shot at the man who fled the vehicle. Kari, who remained in the car, was shot. The gunmen reportedly got back in their vehicle and escaped as passers-by took Kari and the wounded man to hospital where she died. Officers of the Region 3 Homicide Bureau are continuing investigations. Now, the murder rate is down compared to last year, but criminologist Dr. David Mohammed says the fear of crime isn't. He warns that the country is still living in a state of high anxiety. Speaking on CNC3's The Morning Brew program today, Dr. Mohammed argued that crime has become such a way of life that the nation is suffering from a collective memory loss. He says we are losing the ability to properly process the trauma of past killings, including the tragic deaths of children. He insists it's time for leaders at every level to stop the posturing and finally get serious about a real solution.
We as a society, I believe, are urgently in need of having to mature out of that kind of competitive antagonism against both sides of this political defense that are highlighted every time crimes like this occur.
Dr. Mohammed adds that the judicial system must also be addressed.
The broken prison system within itself contributes to recidivism, where once you go into the prison, which is an experience of injustice many times, seeing you have more people on remand than those who have been convicted and condemned. And even if you are innocent, and there's overwhelming evidence to suggest that, if you don't have money to put forth that argument or that case, you have to languish in prison.
He adds that the broken justice system can turn an innocent man wrongfully accused into a full-fledged criminal, creating a cycle of crime and criminality. Well, with the mid-year budget review expected soon, members of the protective services are hoping for significant allocations for personal protective equipment, infrastructure upgrades and vehicles. Police Social Welfare Association President, Assistant Superintendent Ishmael Pitt says he's hoping the updated budget allocation will allow for increased training for officers and police station upgrades. He adds that the association wants the procurement of personal protective equipment to also be a priority.
As a matter of priority, personal protective equipment in terms of bulletproof vests and ballistic helmet and ballistic shields and all the apparatus that is important for officers to maintain their safety and security. We see that as priority.
Well, President of the Fire Service Association, 2nd Division President Kian Guy, and Prison Officers Association Gerard Gordon also echoed similar sentiments, with Guy pleading for firefighting gloves for officers and more vehicles. Gordon, on the other hand, wants prison facility upgrades, more so since the Homeland Security Ministry announced plans to close the Port of Spain prison. And he's also hoping for officers' back pay. reef tour and jet ski stakeholders say they feel neglected and disrespected after Tobago House of Assembly representatives failed to show up to a meeting of stakeholders today at the Canaan Community Centre. The meeting was held following the tragic death of 7-year-old Angelica Jogi, who was struck and killed in Pigeon Point on April 8th. However, stakeholders say they have been advocating for better enforcement of regulations and proper demarcation of the Boko Marine Park for some time. They said a number of concerns were raised on March 11th with Assistant Tourism Secretary Nikita Percy, but no action was taken. Stakeholders say the Assembly must be held accountable because they were warned about the dangers at the park. As the world takes notice of the emerging hantavirus, biotechnologist Dr. Nicole Ramlachan explains that the virus is not new. She says it is a typical vector-borne disease which produces symptoms similar to dengue and Zika. However, the hantavirus is spread from rodents as opposed to mosquitoes. And Dr. Ramlachan says human-to-human transmission is rare but not impossible.
We get it basically from rodent droppings that exist in the environment, and they become aerosolized, and we inhale it. So it's a respiratory disease that has really non-specific symptoms. So medical doctors and so on will tell you what to look for in terms of symptomatic, responses to this particular virus.
Dr. Ramlachan says the hantavirus is difficult to detect and treat in early stages because symptoms can show up anywhere between 1 to 8 weeks after exposure. She's advising citizens to take all of the necessary precautions to ensure that your surroundings are clean and does not attract rodents.
It's normal coughing, fever, respiratory kind of looking symptoms, but a lot of times when it goes into the shortness of breath and severe respiratory illness and you have to be hospitalized, it can convert to kidney disease, severe kidney disease, and individuals can actually die from it, which is really what is happening. They even have vomiting and diarrhea symptoms and so on. But, the preventions are usually the same. Clean, make sure that if you're going into a dusty area, you're wearing a face mask, make sure that there's not any rodents around. Set traps, call insect control if you can, or the ministry, or wherever you're living in whatever area, to be able to make sure it's eliminated. But we've had hantavirus around for decades.
Dr. Ramlachan says pets can also become infected and measures should be taken to protect them. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
KC Ginger Mint, your trusted and natural wellness. Now with more healthier options. KC Ginger Mint with honey and lime, KC Ginger Mint with orange, and KC Ginger Mint with lemon. KC Ginger, honey, lemon, lime, and orange. Natural and trusted for generations for soothing sore throats, aid digestion, and boost immunity. Get your new KC Candy Ginger Mint Extended Range today and breathe naturally.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
At the castle, we just love moms.
I love you, Mommy.
And this Mother's Day, we are cooking up a storm with lots of tasty food. So forget about cooking. Let us fix dinner with a popular family meal. And lunch is a breeze with a snack box and the fish, chicken, and veggie sandwich combos. Oh yeah, and we've got the chicken and wing buckets, plus rotisserie meals, and of course, delicious sides. And it's all cooked with our nice local seasonings. So take a break and enjoy. Happy Mother's Day from Royal Castle.
In sport, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force Vice Captain Brian Charles says the team is carrying confidence and momentum into the upcoming CWI Championship semi-final against Barbados. Now, this follows a solid round one showing against the Leeward Islands. Ian Wayson spoke with the off-spinner at the Queen's Park Oval for this story.
Having returned home last week from their 3-week stint in Antigua, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force will head back there on Thursday ahead of their playoff match against Barbados Pride, which starts on Sunday. The clash, which is to determine whether TNT gets to face Guyana in the final, will be played at Coolidge Ground, a facility which the Red Force favours, according to Vice Captain Brian Charles.
The Coolidge pitch, which we played the first game on, was a really good pitch. It offered something for the fast bowlers, the spinners and the batsmen, and I think we have the semi-final there as well. So I look forward to playing there. And the other two pitches, the second game and survey, which was abandoned, was really good for the Pacers. Probably like 5 overs of spin bowl in that game, and we all know the last game was a really flat wicket, so a lot of runs first down there. So it's pretty good to go back to Coolidge to play the semi-final where we have some confidence on our ground.
Charles is upbeat the Red Force will get past Barbados to set up a final date with Guyana.
I think it's a matter of sticking to what we have been doing well. As I said, the fast bowlers have been doing really well, so the batsmen have to come good to really get through them first, and then the spinners will come for them. And I think batting as well, I think we have that down pack. So just for the players to be confident and go well in the semi-final.
In team-related news, head coach Riyad Emirates says he expects to have his full complement of players to choose from. This includes leading fast bowler Jaden Seals, who was rested for the third and final round 1 match against the Leeward Islands, in accordance with the Cricket West Indies workload management policy. Meanwhile, Barbados has brought in fast bowler Akeem Jordan for Jai McAllister. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
Well, that's all the sports news we have for you. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Your immune system is your first line of defense. Discover BioStrath Immune Health. BioStrath Immune Health is enriched with zinc, ensuring that your body stays resilient. BioStrath Immune Health. Get what you need naturally.
Looking for the ultimate gaming experience? Welcome to Phase 22 Gaming Lounge, where gamers of all ages come to play, compete, and have fun. Dive into your favorite games on PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, or race on our high-tech racing rigs. And experience the thrill of VR with PlayStation and MetaQuest. Our lounge is safe, comfortable, and perfect for everyone. When you're done, check out the latest gaming systems, accessories, and even Samsung and Apple phones. Visit us on the 2nd floor of Gulf City Mall or call 786-2404 to book your gaming session today. We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance. But we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza in Deba Shogunas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today. Make sure you have yourself a great investment week by viewing The Bourse Report every Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. during CNC3's The Morning Brew. You'll get sound financial advice, whether you're a new or experienced investor, when you view The Bourse Report. CNC3, covering your world.
Media mogul Ted Turner, founder of CNN, has died at the age of 87. Turner launched CNN in 1980, creating the world's first 24-hour news channel and transforming global news coverage. The network later gained prominence for its continuous reporting on major events, including the Gulf War. Turner is being remembered as a pioneer who reshaped the media industry. The 2026 wet season has officially been declared. However, today will remain sunny, hazy and breezy despite brief, partly cloudy spells and isolated showers. There is a moderate concentration of Sahara dust present in the atmosphere, so sensitive persons should take the necessary precautions. Seas are moderate with waves between 1.5 meters and 2 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. The forecast high is 32 degrees Celsius in both Trinidad and Tobago. Well, thank you so much for joining us for a look at the day's developments so far. We'll have these stories and so much more coming up for you in our Midday Newscast at 7 p.m. today. Until then, have a great day.